Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and this is your tip of the week. I'm going to show you some suggested accent trims that you can do to many of your home decor projects. Now this is a decorative towel. This just showing you this as a sample. And on here are these half circles. They're all the way across. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do this. So take two pieces of fabric, preferably the same color, and you're going to bring right sides together, which are your prettiest sides. So you bring them together like this. And then take something round. Now mine is a 4-inch diameter, but you can make these any size you want. This is just an example. I happen to have these templates that I purchased from June. It's called June Taylor is the product name, and they make all kinds of templates, and they're plastic. And in the package you get 5 different circle sizes from 1 inch up to 5 inches. So they're pretty cool. I use them a lot. I've probably had these for well over 20 years, and they're pretty marked up, but they still work. So you lay it on top of your fabric and then trace around it. And trace as many circles as you need. Now on that towel that I showed you, I used 3 circles. So, but if you're making something much bigger, of course you're going to need to draw more. Then next, you want to leave that template there. And on my template, I have a line going through the center. And I want to mark on my circle at each end of that mark, because I'm going to use it later for another step. Then of course go ahead and pin your circles together, and you're going to stitch right on top of that drawn line. If you have pinking shears, they have these jagged edges or teeth, use that to cut. Now be careful you don't cut too much off. I got a little too close to my edge right there, so try to stay at least this distance. If you don't have pinking shears, go ahead and trim around the outside, leaving about slightly under 1/4 inch. And then if you're using scissors, you want to go in and do little clips all the way around up to the stitch line, but make sure you don't cut through the stitch line. Now you remember those little marks I had you put on there? Well, line up your ruler on those 2 marks, and then I use a rotary cutter. If you don't have a rotary cutter, then draw a line on this. I'm just going to just cut straight across. Then turn these front side out. So after you've turned them right side out, press these with a hot iron with steam. Now I'm going to show you how to put it into a seam. So I'm just going to lay it up against this piece of scrap fabric here. One way you could do it is to lay it end to end, but if you're going to do that, you want to overlap them just a little bit, so that when you stitch your seam, this comes out to where it's right next to each other. If you set it over here like that and you do your seam, when you're done, you're going to have a gap, a space. My favorite way of doing it is to overlap them about halfway. Remember, you don't have to do that. You could lay them any way you want. Then go ahead and pin them down and do a basting stitch all along the edge to hold them in place. Then take your other fabric to close up your seam and lay it with pretty side down. So this is pretty side, it's called right side. Lay it on top and line everything up, then pin it and stitch whatever seam allowance you want to use. I used 1/4 inch. And then when you're done and you turn your project front side out, you're going to have this little curvy edge dangling at the edges. Now, if you're going to put it on a towel, The method I used was a little different, and the raw edges do not show, and I did not cut a strip of fabric to cover the raw edges. I used a really cool technique, and so I'm going to have this towel link listed below your YouTube screen in the description section, so you can see how I did it on a towel. Now here is another trim you can put on your projects using the same method of putting it into a seam or putting it into a towel. But this little point is a no-sew project, so this is how easy it is to do. So you don't have to sew any seams for it. Now this is about a 6-inch square, so you can cut them any size you want. So I folded in half and pressed it with my iron, and then folded in half again and pressed it with my iron. And you can put it into the seam for a table runner or a pillow or even the towel in the same manner. I'm going to go over a type of strap that you can put on any type of bag you're making. And this is called belting strapping. And this particular packages of that product is made by Dritz, but they're not the only company that makes it. This is just the sample I happen to have. The Dritz company makes it in pre-cut sizes of 2 yards. So this is 1 inch wide, 2 yards long, and it's enough to put 2 straps on a tote bag, especially if you're making a large bag. So that's why I like buying the pre-cut. I don't have to stand in line waiting for someone to cut it by the yard for me. Now I'm going to go over different types of methods that you can use to put it into a seam. So here's a little picture of a tote bag. You can put the straps on the outside. So when you're going to put them on the outside of the bag where it's going to show, you want to make sure you fold the end of the strapping underneath, because that can unravel. So you want to make sure it's tucked underneath. And here is a stitching method to make it very secure. So you would stitch across, stitch down, across, back up, stitch down, across, back up. And then of course back stitch at the beginning and end. And this makes it very sturdy. Now if you don't want the strap to show on the outside of the bag, you can put it into your seam. But when you're done stitching that seam, I always do a top stitch along the top edge of my bag all the way around. But when I come to the strap as I'm stitching around, I'll stitch back and forth there a few times to make sure it's secure. My favorite way, even when it's in a seam, is to top stitch on my fabric doing that same pattern, and it makes it very sturdy, but it's not showing. So use matching thread to your fabric that your tote bag is made out of. For those of you who are interested in getting rid of some of your small scraps, you don't want to throw them away, you want to use them in something. This is not only a cool little project for you to use personally, or you can give it as a gift. And it's called a wristlet. And all you need is about 1 inch wide of fabric, and you can make these any size you want. And I've got a piece of fabric on the outside and then on the inside. And in between it is heavy interfacing. You can get the fusible interfacing if you like. Then I've got a ring here. This is only a half circle. It's called a D-ring. Then I attached another little key ring to it that's got a lobster clasp so that you can put it on a pouch like this. Now let me go over another type of ring that you can use. So this is an O-ring. So if you can't find the D-ring, you can still use this O-ring. And you can look for these at your hardware store, even Walmart. I found mine in the sewing and craft area of a Walmart, but not all Walmarts are going to have it. So you could probably even find it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's Crafts. So they're available everywhere. This particular O-ring is also a key ring. So you've got this little dip in there where you can slip keys on it, and then you can add your lobster clasp to that, and you can attach it to the little pouch here maybe you're making, or to your tote bag on the outside or the inside. Well, I hope this tip of the week was helpful to you, and I hope I've given you some useful tips that you can use in some of your sewing projects. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how to use these items that I've talked about, there will be links in the description section. So scroll down. When you see the word more, click on it and that section will expand open. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.